Alrighty guys, what's up? So, like I said in my last video, I was getting something coming in the mail. Um, I was getting a couple things coming in the mail. One of them I probably wasn't going to record. The other one I was actually pretty excited to unbox. That one was supposed to be coming to like next Monday, but that ended up coming today, which was pretty dope. I actually ended up getting both my packages today. So I thought I'd just kind of, I already cracked it open just to kind of like, double check, verify, and yeah, the bulk of what I was excited for did come, and then I was just like, well, might as well, do everything all at once. So here we are. I'll go ahead and do the thing that I was a little bit less excited for, but still, pretty hyped. And then we'll go ahead and get into what's in the box. And I'm thinking it's going to be pretty exciting for any Heroclix fans as well. So first off, I ended up picking up a steampunk penny off of a Facebook group. I bought this and then one other item. And that other item we will go, yeah, I think I should probably just open up the package to show the figure. This guy was kind of just an impulse buy. It's a Groot, Colossal Groot. I mean, he just kind of had this piece in the steampunk penny, and I was like, oh, I'm really interested in that steampunk penny. And, I mean, he had this Groot plus this little pack over here that came with, like, some pogs and stuff. And honestly, like, I'm a sucker for stuff like this. Big sucker for stuff that like comes with some extra pogs or whatever else, like. So it came with the walking wood. So yeah, it looks like they're double-sided walking wood, and then it came with one of these Dr. Leslie Evans. It's also double-sided. So what did that? It came with 5 of the walking woods and then one of the Leslie Evans. Don't know if these were like official pogs or not. They might have been, but yeah, I don't know. I'm always a fan of like colossal figures. Big fan of colossals. They've always been just so iconic to me. Usually it depicts them in like a, some sort of like super state, or just some sort of like big moment in a comic or in anything really. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really check the dollar. I was just like, okay, $14. I mean, like, this is a lot of plastic, there's a lot of stuff. It's a pretty hefty figure, so it's like, I mean, $14 for like any colossal, in my opinion, is already just like, well, okay. I mean, because that's a lot. I mean, especially like coming from just a random person. Like, I just bought this off of a guy on Facebook, so like, I mean, he has to pay shipping for that, Well, I mean, I paid, like, usually on Facebook groups or whatever, you pay shipping as well. Like, oh, add $5 for shipping or whatever. And I mean, that's what I did. But it's like, I mean, like, I think the shipping came out to like $8 because it's like, it's a colossal. It's a big boy, Oops. And yeah, I mean, as you can probably tell from a lot of the figures I have. Also, completely did not organize anything on my table here after after that unboxing back there, as you can see. Still have these guys kind of off to the side here, but yeah, no, I saw he had the steampunk penny, and it was actually at a very good price, in my opinion. It was only like $22. And then the group was only like 14, and then plus 5 for shipping. And then he just said, hey, we could just go $40 total. So I mean, he shaved another $1 off for me, and I'm just like, that's sick, bro. Like, hell yeah, dude. So, yep. And then of course came with the cards for him. Which I kind of appreciate. The Groot isn't in the hard sleeve, because that press down, because it's one of those fold open colossal cards. And then Penny, we'll have to put her in a penny sleeve real quick. But yeah, I mean, we'll just read this, right? So the big reason why I wanted to collect these, I already have the Spider Pharaoh that I also got for a really good price. That was a while ago. I got her for like $40 when it's like everywhere, like at the lowest had her at 60. So the Spider-Man chases from this set, they all had My Kind of Allies trait. So when establishing themed teams, characters on your starting force with the robot keyword gain the Spider-Man family keyword. I think that's a super cool trait. I really love how it seems like they're starting to add things like that, where it's like, oh, if you have this character, you can pick another character on your force, and they gain this specific keyword. They've been doing that on a couple figures, even on like the lower rarity, like uncommon, common figures. Some of them will have it. So I just think that's really cool. I really like that. And moving on, we got Call and Help from the Spider-Verse. When Steampunk Penny hits an opposing character, if no character has been placed this turn, after resolutions, you may roll a d6. On a result of 3 through 6, place another friendly character with a Spider-Man family keyword adjacent. So, again, like right there, boom, adding that Spider-Man family onto other people, giving you more options for your team, getting some cool abilities, some cool movement as well. And then let's see here, special damage. Engineered Solutions, Perplex, unique modifier. When Steampunk Penny uses Perplex to target another friendly character with Spider-Man family keyword and doesn't choose the damage, which you can no longer choose the damage for Perplex, you may roll a d6 and instead modify the chosen value by half the result. And that's always half rounded up. So you're never going to get below that 1. You're not going to roll a 1 and it's like, oh, but what if that's rounded down? It's like, well, no, you're always going to at least get a 1, but at this point you have a chance to modify a stat to the maximum of +3, which is pretty nasty. And I mean, especially because, Spider-Man family, she gives that to everybody. No unique appearances, so I guess this was just a figure that just got cooked up in concept, I guess. She has a 65-point line, 45-point line, so in my opinion, pretty affordable, especially 45 points for that special Perplex that she has for 2 clicks on her lower dial, and then the 2 extra clicks she has on her bigger dial. She has that through that whole top line, so that's pretty nice. She has a damage reducer plus Spider-Man family, so she always has super senses. So I mean, hey. In my opinion, pretty sweet. And then, like I said, I kind of just went blind on this Groot. I had no idea what he did. I just saw a Colossal, and it was cheap, and it had a bunch of pogs and stuff. So let me see here. Origin before the Guardians. If Groot is part of a Guardians of the Galaxy theme team, he has Protected Outwit this game. Otherwise, he modifies his attack and defense +1 this game. So wait, so if he's not on a Guardians of the Galaxy team, he gets that +1 to his attack and defense for the whole game, and that's just a straight up trait. You use that on any point line. Okay, puny mortals, we will crush you like an insect. At the beginning of the game, you may generate a Dr. Leslie Evans bystander in an opponent's starting area that's friendly to their force. If you do, generate 2 Walking Wood Bystanders. Whenever Groot hits 1 or more characters with an attack, after resolutions, generate a Walking Wood Bystander, maximum 5 on the map. So that's why it came with the 5 pogs, because you can only have up to the 5. And then we also have a Colossal Retaliation ability. These are always good. Free, if no other Colossal Retaliation power has been activated this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked Groot or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Groot such that he can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. And then close attack, so I mean, Colossals have giant reach of 3, so it's like, you can kind of position yourself, angle yourself a little bit. We got a Colossal Indifference, Stop Toughness. If Groot began the game on the 20-point starting line, he can't attack smaller characters except via Colossal Retaliation. So on his little baby form, little 20-pointer. Then we've got one more here. He's Absorbing the Wood. At the beginning of your turn, if Groot began the turn in printed hindering terrain, heal him 1 click. I feel like there's definitely some maps where you could abuse that. It has to be printed, so you can't just like hide in generated terrain. These trees are not terrible. Wow, look at flurry, plasticity, sidestep. I mean, toughness. I mean, like, the 10 isn't super good, but it's like if you're perplexing people down, they got the 3 damage or shape change. Like, that's okay. Oh, yeah, and then, you know, you have the Leslie Evans over here. I'm not afraid of you, Groot. When attacked by a character named Groot or Walking Wood, Dr. Leslie Evans modifies his defense by +3, but I mean, he only has 15 anyways. Yeah, that stealth and outwit, though, could definitely be a problem. You definitely probably want to take that guy out pretty quick, just because you are giving your opponent that free outwit, you know? I feel like, yeah, you definitely want to kill that Leslie Evans pretty quick. But yeah, let's see here. So we got a 20-point line. We got the 150. Okay, yeah, so he's kind of creeping up there. 150, 250, 400. Ooh, that's that is an investment. That is quite a bit. I mean, or you could always just put him on his 20 point. I mean, like 20 points. Like, yeah, that's nothing. You know, that's. I mean, I feel like pretty much any colossal at that point is just worth it. I mean, at the very least for the colossal retail, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you could just fling him in there, and he also has leadership on the 20-point line. You know, honestly, like that is, especially with how crucial leadership is now. I believe that's like what people say are like in the big 5. You know, where it's like outwit, perplex, prob, leadership. God, I'm trying to remember what the. Oh yeah, TK. TK is another big one. And then with that Venom Magneto rotating out, it's like we lost like one of the best TK / movement abilities, but I feel like we are starting to kind of move in. Like Heroclix knows what they're doing, you know. Honestly, I mean, like, look at that rare Blackheart from Wheels of Vengeance. Just being able to like, okay, start of the turn, I'm going to generate a fire smoke 5 squares up. I'm going to grab 2 of my mystical dudes. I'm going to bamf over there into that printed stealth terrain. Or if there's, you know, if there's even more hindering terrain elsewhere, it doesn't have to be a fire smoke. It's just hindering terrain on the map. You could bamf anywhere within range. So it's like if you perplex up his range value, you could start flinging him across the map, get your dudes across the map. This isn't a carry, so you can give them costed actions, you know. Like, they just have to have the mystical or monster keywords, so, yeah. But alright, you know, like, honestly, I mean, that was such a good deal on the Penny Parker anyways. Like, I know she isn't in rotation or anything like that, but it's just like, I still always see her like $40+, and it's like selling at 22, man. I'm just like, bro, I had to. That's a steal, dude. You know, that's a steal. And it's like I really want to collect all of these, you know. And Penny Parker was always one of the more expensive ones. Spider-Man 1776 is also quite expensive, probably because he has traded leadership, which, again, one of the big powers, and then he turns, like, what, all soldiers into Spider-Man family? Pretty much, I just want, like, I also really wanted the Penny Parker because it's like I could throw robots on. So, yeah, no, I really, really wanted this Penny Parker, so, when I saw this guy had it at such a great price, like, I had to immediately, I'm just like, I hit bro up and I'm just like, hey man, you still got that Penny Parker? And it was like a couple days before I got paid at work, so I'm like, hey man, you know, like, if you wouldn't mind waiting a couple of days, like, I'm not asking you to hold the pieces for me, but like, if you could just wait like a couple days, I just wanted to hit you up and say, hey, I'm interested. I mean, if someone else buys it, that's perfectly, you know, cool. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know I was interested. And talk to the dude, and he's just like, yeah, man, like, hey, if you want me to hold him, I will hold him for you, you know? And I'm just like, hell yeah, bro, if you want to hold him for me, then absolutely, you have yourself a confirmed sale, bro. Like, 1,000%. Okay. So yeah, you know, that was super cool. I was, yeah, I'm really happy that that deal cropped up. Yeah, And then a bunch of bubble wrap. I think I might just put a lot of the bubble wrap that I get, because I have a lot of bubble wrap. Probably just gonna put all the extra bubble wrap I have in there. Yep. And then also, like I said, yeah, that Groot coming with the Pogs, very nice. And then this box I have to be careful with, because I almost doxed myself and the person I bought it from, because the postage is on the other side of this box, and if I was smart I probably would have just blacked it out, but I'm too lazy for that. So, you know, we're just gonna live life on the edge here. And this piece actually, this was not, I did not see this in the eBay listing. When I opened it up and I pulled it out, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, I don't remember seeing this piece. This might give it away. If you look right there, Z-Virus might give away what we're pulling out of the box here today. And then I just saw this sleeve up here. I had these sleeves for my cards when I was a little kid. I put my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in there, and then boom. Oh buddy, is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is? Let's see, where's that pull tab? Where's that pull tab? Juggernaut, Mole Man, Electro. This was super cool. This is like a freaking Hulk Heroclix. I didn't even know they did these, but he bundled that in. That was part of it. Dr. Octopus, Sabretooth, the Marvel Zombies team base. But wait, there's more. Alright, so here's like all of our figures. You just dump these bad boys out real quick. Look at that, man. Look at that nasty, gnarly, cut to the leg bone up in there. Just gross Juggernaut. We got the Mole Man over here. Again, that leg is almost stripped down. He's gone, bro. He's a zombo. We got the Kingpin over here. Ooh, man, that nasty, nasty face. We got Electro swinging some zombie freaking lightning. We got the zombie Rhino over here. Zombie Sabretooth. Zombie Doc Ock missing his whole right arm over there. Mind you, that's not damage on the piece itself. That's just, you know, the way he is. That's just, you know, how he came out the pack. He's only got his left side active. And then finally we got the zombie Green Goblin. Looking not too different than his regular non-zombie form. Man, there's that. He even had this Spider-Man. This one does have some piece of damage in there, if you can see it. He's supposed to have his other arm, but yeah, no, that damage, it was in the listing. You know, the Spider-Man, he had a broken arm. Makes him even more zombie-like. You can kind of see right there. You see the arm is snapped off. Boom. That's what he's... Man, now you see, look at that. Is that not just like a blast from the past right there? I mean, look at that. Like the old dial, not the Oreo base. You know, I mean, we got some of those old stats, bro. This is that 8 movement, the 10 printed attack value, the 17 defense, the 1 damage. And, I mean, honestly, those were probably not terrible stats. The 1 damage is quite low. Like, 1 damage has always been low. Just because, I mean, you could toughness out of that. But it's like, you know, the 17 defense was honestly not terrible back in the day. Let me try to shove these guys a little further onto there. What else we got? Oh, yeah. So, and then here's the head pool. You know, so he was like a little extra little bonus that got thrown in here. Okay, yeah, here's all of their all the bases. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I mean, honestly, it's like we got what, like we got 8 of the. Actually, maybe not, because one of them might be like the asset dial or something. I don't know. Let's see. So we got Mole Man. Oops. We got Mole Man. We got Doc Ock. We got Juggernaut. Got Kingpin. Sabretooth. Green Goblin. Electro. And then we got the Rhino. So, you know, that's kind of the thing. It came with all of their dials. Like, they all had all their dials. They had these figures, which I'm trying to remember now. I know there's a regular scroll, a super scroll, and a Magneto. And the super scroll and Magneto I saw were typically used on the zombies base, along with like Rhino, Juggernaut, and I believe I saw people using Doc Ock as well. And I guess the big thing is I recently saw, I think it, who was it? Oh my god, who was it? Oh my god, not HC Realms. Heroclix USA, I think it was. He ended up busting out the zombies dial. Oh, what is that? A little nub of something was in there. But he ended up busting out the zombies dial, and I'm like, that's so cool. Like, just the Marvel zombies in general were just always so cool. And then it's just, you know, like, this is something I'd bust out like Halloween just for fun, you know. Yeah, I probably should have remembered. Yeah, asset dial goes, the asset dial for these, like these big team bases that aren't a 2x2, they go, it's on the dial itself. Or, you know, it's on the, what's it called? What is that? It's not really like a scratch. I think that might just be a defect with the base dial. Man, they go all the way down to that last click. They only have one KO click. You'll love to see it. Man, so there it is. Boom. And there's honestly, yeah, there's more in here. So here's that Hulk Heroclix. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Heroclix, but basically it was just a horror variant. Like, you know, it's very similar to Heroclix. There's a little bit of difference, but they really didn't continue on Heroclix all that much. Like, they have a few pieces. One of the ones I really want is the Cthulhu. That was like their biggest piece. It was like the 3x6, super cool piece. So that was something I did want. Even the powers, like the colors were a bit different. As you can see here, it was 100 points, and this is way back in the day. So it's like, you look at that, 6 movement, 9 attack, 18 defense, and 3 damage. That's typically the numbers you'd really be looking at, you know. And I don't, like I said, the powers are a bit different. So I don't think that's Flurry Steel Energy with the willpower. But we could go look at the card here in a sec. And as we click him down through the dial, he's actually getting stronger as he goes, which, I mean, very on point for the Hulk. What is that? Dang, is that a printed 14? Like, yeah, that's... my camera would ever focus. Yeah, that is a 14. 4 movement, 11 attack, 14 defense, 4 damage. Ugh. Yeah, he's still got, there it is. There's the KO. So 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 KO clicks, which means 12, 11, 10. So what is that? That's 9 clicks, honestly, for like way back in the day. So, you know, I mean, I feel like that's quite respectable. I don't know, like, I don't know if that is or not, but I mean, here's the, you see, completely different. So that is still leap climb. This monster automatically breaks away and ignores the effects of monsters hindering terrain and outdoor blocking terrain for movement. Hungriest when there is rampage. If this monster kills a monster, it can make another close combat attack as a free action. So it's a bit different. You have to actually kill something to get your second attack. Or we'll actually see in Heroclix it is kill, but in in Heroclix it's KO. Puny humans, green, spree. This monster gets +1 to its damage value for each slain victim on its card. Ooh, yeah, this card seems it's got a bit of damage on there, but I'm not really. It's like at least it actually has the card. But yeah, ooh, this card is definitely seen better days. Feast. If the attack deals at least 1 damage, heal this monster of 1 damage. Gray is invulnerable. Damage dealt to this monster is reduced by 2. This monster is not vulnerable when it has 2 action tokens. I guess that's a mechanic that's only in Heroclix. Determine. This monster is not vulnerable when it is bloodied or blooded, because bloodied, yeah, it's blooded, and has 2 action tokens. Smash. Damage from the attack is penetrating damage. I mean, yeah, for 100 points, because of how old Heroclix really was, like, this actually seems kind of like a good unit, in my opinion. I believe, yeah, we do still have, got the old zombie Captain America, which I believe this one is also a Heroclix. Just like looking at the dial and everything, yeah, this also looks like a Heroclix. Yeah, but he doesn't have his card either. The Spider-Man didn't have a card, and this, or Colonel America, not Captain America. Yeah, so what is that? 6 movement, 10 attack, 16 defense, and 3 damage. 6, 10, 15, 3. 5, 9, 16, 2. 5, 9, 16, 2. 4, 9, 15, 2. We're getting lower. Getting lower. 4, 9, 14, 3. Or 4, 9, 14, 2, and then you could already see it. Boom, we got the KO. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 KO clicks. So what is that? It's going to be 6 clicks of damage. Was gonna take him out of the game. Yeah, and I mean, like, I remember I was like looking up the Heroclix, like the zombie stuff. Some of them were popping up. The Wolverine looked kind of expensive too. Like, he kind of had a price tag, even though Heroclix isn't going on anymore. But yeah, no, like this guy had, because I was just looking at him like, okay, well, like how much are the zombies, right? Like how, like, just like looking at him, like what is the whole shebang looking like, right? Oh yeah, I totally forgot. There's a Venom zombie as well, and I also kind of wanted to get him, just to like have all the zombies. Honestly, the bulk of the collection kind of, you know, like this came with the bulk of the zombies. Mind you, there are a handful of them that are more expensive that, you know, weren't included. But it's like the fact that it's like you get the base. I have most of their cards, which I was actually gonna make a post. Oh my god, I just had this argument with somebody about fucking cards. And I mean, it's like, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, right? I just want to throw it out there, right? Like, so I'm hitting this guy up. I'm talking to him about he had a colossal carnage. Not naming names, not saying, you know, anything, right? So full anonymity. And hey, because I had a situation like this pop up before where I made a post about somebody, but I blacked out all their information. So, like, if you make yourself known, if you see this video, it's like, hey, I just had that conversation, like, you know, fuck you, man, how dare you? And it's like, I'm not calling you out, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying your name. I'm not giving out your information. I'm just saying because like this is just a funny situation. So if you call your own self out, that's on you. Um, so anyways, yeah, the situation I had, right? This guy had a Colossal Carnage, and I hit him up. I'm just like, hey man, I saw you have a Colossal Carnage. I would like one for my teams and such. Would you be willing to sell it? And he's like, yeah man, shoot me an offer. But he told me it doesn't have any card whatsoever. Now, mind you, me personally, from a collector standpoint, and from someone who wants to be ready to play, like if I need to play it somewhere, I want to be able to play it. And WizKids, I think relative, like not like super recent, but like within the past like 6 years, they no longer allow print and play. So you can't just print out a copy of the card. You can't just print out, what it is, or you can't just pull up HC units or anything like that. You actually have to have a physical copy of the card, the actual card. And from everywhere where I looked, every forum post, like people are just like, yeah, no, not having the cards is really bad. Like I mean, now, and this was before that no print and play rule. So people even before that no print and play rule came into effect, people were just like, I literally saw multiple people say, I wouldn't even consider a cardless figure. I wouldn't even consider trading for it, like unless it was, the deal had to have been so fucking good that it literally like way less than half, right? But a lot of people who were like, okay, I would consider it if it was like roughly half the price of what what it was selling for, right? And so when the guy told me he didn't have a card, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not a deal breaker. I probably would just use it mostly for kitchen. I mean, that's really all I could use it for unless I actually bought a card for it, which finding the original card is already going to be a hassle. I'm going to need to, I would need to go through multiple places, just hoping and praying that out of the kindness of someone's heart, they wanted to help me out if they had like just the card and not the figure or whatever. And so I'm just like, okay, well, how much did the last one sell for on eBay? The last one on eBay sold with a card and 6 symbiote pogs, sold for $76. Okay. And so I'm just like, okay, well, that's the last one sold. Typically, that's what people do, is what's the last one that sold on eBay, and that's what it was. And it sold, like, I don't know, maybe a week or so, maybe not even a week before this. So I'm just like, okay, well, this is what the last one sold for. Yours doesn't have a card. Would you accept $40 for it? And the dude's like, no, not even close. It's like $115, $120 figure. And I'm like, okay, like where are you seeing that? Because on eBay, like I said, the last one just sold for $76, and even the ones before that is like, those are ones with like the actual card, so it's like those sold. I did see another one that sold for like, what was it, like 115, 120 or something like that, like, but that was the one prior to the one that sold last. And like I said, again, it had a card, so it's actually usable, right? And he's like, hold up. And a little bit later he hits me back up and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I see which ones you're talking about, and I hadn't checked the price in a while, so whatever. So I like to go off of like the last 3 or whatever that were sold. So these other ones down here, though, this one sold for $190, this one sold for like $200, and so let's just average out that price. That's about $150, and then since it doesn't have a card, I'll take like $15-20 off. So how does like $130 sound? And I'm like, no, that's like nowhere near ballpark. Like, I mean, like I said, last one sold for $76. I could maybe give you $50 because yours doesn't have a card, but like over $100 for, I wouldn't pay over $100 for any cardless figure Like, unless it never was printed with a card and it was like a super, neat collector's item, you know. Like, for instance, I didn't even pay that much for this convention exclusive I paid like $80 for that convention exclusive Galactus, and look how big that motherfucker was, man. Like, you know. So I'm just like, yeah, nah, man, you're way off in the clouds. I'm just like, how are you coming how are you coming to this conclusion? And he's like, simple, like, I don't see missing the card, I don't see it as that big of a deal. And it's like, but it is though. Like, you can't use that in a tournament. Like, you literally need to have a card. And now, since you're selling a cardless figure, you're putting the onus on the people buying from you. So now I have to do more footwork. I have to spend more money in addition to what I'm buying off of you to make the figure playable outside of a kitchen table format. Outside of just like dicking around with the boys. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like I'm trying to figure out like where you're coming from with this price, because the other listings that you're toting, one of them had the legacy card, which brings it, like, that's the reason why this Carnage has the price tag it does have, is because of the legacy card that brings it up into the modern format, which is going to cycle out here in less than 6 months, like 4 or 5 months. And then the other one came with the legacy and the original card. So, like, again, yours is coming with no card, so, like, I cannot use it. I have to go buy this card in addition, right? And mind you, the legacy Carnage card has dropped a lot. I mean, it's like, I want to say when it came out, it was like $80 or so, roughly in that ballpark. Maybe you can find it for 70, maybe, maybe not. But it was definitely up there. And now it has dropped for sure. I've seen listings at like $40. That's where I'm seeing a lot of listings at, actually, is for $40. Some people are smoking crack up in the clouds at like 70, 80 still. But I mean, that's where it was. That is true. That is where it was, months ago. And I'm just like, I don't see how you can price the figure that is technically not fucking playable right now. I can't understand your thought process. So it's like, it's like, I'm just telling that, I'm like, it's like, dude, like, this thing isn't usable in a tournament setting. This thing isn't usable outside of, just playing at home with your friends or playing in a fun game, right? And he's just like, oh, well, I know people without the figure that have the card, so it's like, a lot of the time you lose the figure, and you just have the cards randomly, and it's like, dude, this thing is almost as big as my fucking hand, bro. Like, this is a colossal, and the colossal Carnage is even bigger. Like, no, you don't just lose this. You want to know what's easier to lose? This little dinky piece of cardboard that people will pick up and look at and throw in a fucking trash can. Someone sees this, they're not going to immediately throw it away because, oh, well, this is like a figure of some sort. Like, what the hell? What is this? Is this some sort of game piece? Is, like, what is this? Versus, if someone like steps on this or whatever and it bends and gets all fucked up, it's like, well, what even is this? Why would you need this? It's a little piece of cardboard. I'm gonna throw it away. So it's like, what do you mean? It's easier to lose the piece than it is the card. Like that's just flat out not how this works. Like, what do you mean? And then it's like he wanted to tell me this shit about like, oh, well, I know people who have the card but not the figure, so I could still use it in tournaments. And it's like, okay, are you gonna, like, how does that pertain to the situation of you selling the figure? Like, how does that pertain to this situation where you're trying to sell the figure without any cards whatsoever? Are you gonna go to your friends that have the card but not the figure and get it from them and then bundle it? Because, like, if you're gonna do that, we can talk. We can talk about this. We can have some conversation here about, adding more money to the pot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you're not going to do that, you're still trying to sell me a card without, or you're still trying to sell me a figure without a fucking card, my man. So like, you know, like, this isn't helping your argument. This isn't helping your scenario. And I'm just like, nah, chief, whatever. Like, I'm just like, whatever, bro. I'm obviously talking to someone who is like smoking crack. Like, this guy is obviously like up in the fucking clouds. So I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'm done with this conversation. Block, bye. Like, I don't want to see any more of your listings. It's like, I already don't like listings where it's like, send me an offer, because we all like. Let me tell you how every single one of these scenarios always goes. Send me an offer. Hey man, I PM'd you. Hey, what's up? This is my offer for your piece, or this is my offer for your card, this is my offer for your whatever. Oh, no, man, I know what I have. That's way too low. And it's like, what do you mean? Like, again, here's like, in this scenario, the last Colossal Carnage that sold, mind you, it was with a card and with added pogs, sold for $76. I'm offering you $40 when you have no card, no pogs, and you're dodging eBay fees. You're dodging the seller, you're dodging the you're dodging the website fees, because I'm just buying this over a social media platform. I literally message you, I hit you up, and you know, like, you're dodging all fees. You're getting all profit. And that's another thing I never got about sellers on these like social medias and shit, is like, buddy, the reason why you don't sell at market value is because you're already getting more profit from not selling on TCG Player, Troll and Toad, eBay, etc., Core TCG, etc., 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 etc. Because on all of these sites, they all charge you for selling product. You know, you have a listing on their fucking thing, you have to pay them for it. You are dodging the fees from that already, making yourself more profit. On top of that, there are no safety nets for buyers. The only safety net is if you do PayPal goods and service, which, again, anyone who's trying to buy off of like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you're trying to buy stuff from, never do friends and family. Like, I don't give a shit what it is. And if the person says that, oh, well, I only want to take friends and family, oh, well, if it's goods and service, they put a hold on it, so I can't get the money right now, and I really need the money right now, blah, 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 I need this, I need that, sob story. I'm sorry, but 99% of those people are fucking scammers. They're only there to try to steal your money and run off with it, and that's why they want friends and family. Anyone who's reputable will go off of goods and service, because what you are doing, you are buying a good. You're not loaning money to a friend or family member. You are paying for a good, right? For instance, you're paying for a good. You know, cards, you're paying for a good, you know? So don't ever do friends and family. I'm sorry, like, I think I've done it all of once after it was someone who I had already bought from. But even then, that's a fucking risk. Because at the end of the day, if someone wants to cut and run, you're fucked. If this is their exit strat, you know, the friends and family shit, like that, you can't do anything about that, because you try to complain to PayPal. It's like, well, you said it was friends and family. This wasn't for a purchase. This was for you giving money to somebody. So you're shit out of luck. And that's why they want friends and family, because they can scam you like that. So if you're buying from these alternate platforms, do not ever do friends and family. And if they're just like, okay, well, then you have to pay the fees. Fuck it, yeah, here, I'll pay the fees. Go to Google, type in PayPal goods and service, fee calculator. On like a over $100 order, you're looking at you're looking at maybe $5 in fees. Like, for you, that is not that bad. It really is not that bad. You know, so just say, yeah, fuck it, here, I'll tack on an extra $5. There you go. There you go. I paid for the fees. You know, that's all you have to do. So it's like, and then that gives you the security, because if the thing never arrives or never gets, you know, whatever, and it's just like, hey man, it's been 3 weeks and I have not received my item. You have not provided me tracking. There's nothing going on. Where's my piece? If you don't reply to me in a day, I'm just putting in a fucking, you know, I'm just putting in a return request from PayPal to get my money back. You know, so it's like it at least gives you some protection. So, anyways, back on topic. Yeah, I'm just over here, and it's just like, okay, yeah, nah, just block, because you obviously overvalue your shit, and that's why you're saying, oh, you know, send me offers, because you want to find that chump that will actually, you know, allow themselves to get fucking scammed, you know, or fucking, you know, overpay for something, you know, because it's like, I mean, look, you know, like, these are the facts. These are what it was sold for, you know, and like, it's like trying to cherry pick the higher numbers and then go, oh, well, you know, this is about the average, and it's like, okay, well, you're taking listings from months ago and trying to use those to cherry pick a number, and it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, it was going to be more expensive months ago because you had more months to play with the figure in the format. But as that clock ticks and the legacy card gets older and older, and eventually, because this year Spider-Man's rotating out, it's gonna be gone. The legacy card is gonna be no more. And then he wants to fucking try to sell me some copium. It's like, well, you never know. We might get another legacy card for it. And I'm like, okay. Like, let's unpack that. For one, it already got a legacy card. For two, when have you ever seen a figure get a second legacy card? For three, there are new pieces that rotate out every year that could use a legacy card over something that has already gotten a legacy card. For four, the only time I can see it getting a new legacy card is if we fucking get another Spider-Man set, which, I mean, sure, we might be getting another Spider-Man set at some point, sometime soon. Mind you, lately it's like, what? I mean, we have Deadpool coming out next. Then after Deadpool, I think we have the Masters of Time, which is a DC set. And then after that, I believe they already have the next announcement, which was like a Black Panther Wakanda set. So, I mean, like, earliest, sometime mid next year, we might get another Spider-Man set. And it's like, again, like, there's a million other pieces, bro, that need a legacy card before the same fucking... I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, before we get that same exact Carnage card, that same exact Colossal card, there's only one Colossal Carnage. So if we're going to have the same exact thing, like, before he gets a second legacy card, before that happens, I will go out on a limb here and say we will get another Colossal Carnage, and or we would get fucking a reprint of that same Colossal Carnage. I'm saying they're gonna do that before this fucking Mighty Thor fucking Carnage gets a second legacy card, brother. Like, the amount of copium that is involved here is just so high, dude. I'm just like, alright, dude. And I don't know. I had the same thing happen to me with the Death Metal Wonder Woman that I wanted to pick up. Like, a lot of them were selling at the time for like $60, $65, and everyone that tried to hit me up, like, they wanted like $80+ for it, and I'm like, dude, it's like selling on eBay for like $65. I mean, maybe you could find some bids where they go up that high, but I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not trying to drop like $80-$90 on this piece, because like it's just that ain't it, chief. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't it. So yeah, I just, like, I don't know, people trying to make a quick buck, people trying to fucking, you know, overvalue their shit. I just like, when you try to overvalue it like that, I'm just like, nah, I ain't got time, brother. Like, there's a million other yous out there that are, you know, trying to sell and actually try to be reasonable. So like I don't want to see any more of your posts. I don't want to hear from you ever again. I'm Gucci Mane, like I'm out, peace, like you know what I'm saying? Like I when it's something like that ridiculous where it's like I I'm just like I don't want to see anything from you ever again, so I'm cool. I'm good off that. But it's like yeah, you know, like I said, that's just where it was sold at. You know, that's my story. You know, that's my TED Talk. I'm just like, yeah, man, look, I not having a card in a collectible fucking, you know, like it's the reason why I don't buy like for card games and shit. It's the reason why I don't buy like light play, mod play cards. Mind you, you can luck out. Sometimes they're in very good condition, but maybe the seller noticed one or two things. I've gotten light play cards that I would honestly consider near mint. Like there really wasn't any imperfections. Maybe there was like a little bit of warping where it's like the, you know, the card kind of like tacos a little bit. Like not even that bad though. More like, you know, maybe like that or something. And like I feel like that's all they considered as like a nick on its damage. So I mean, yeah, it's not like you can't find good deals in those areas, but there's a reason why I always buy near mint, and it's because if anything is wrong with the card, you can say, look, man, I want a fucking refund, and if you don't give me a refund, I'm just gonna go through wherever I purchased from, and they're gonna give me a refund, you know. So yeah, I just, man, I don't know, man. Yeah, that was something that like really aggravated me. I'm just like, brother, like you are overpricing your shit so unbelievably hard. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? And it's like, and like, I already said it. You know, I said I was just like, well, I'm not trying to like tell you to lower your price. I'm just trying to like see from your point of view. You know. It would be like if I tried to sell my Mana Crypt from my I could pull it out of a convention booster for like $200 because that's what it was at, you know, versus like I'm pretty sure it has dropped, you know, like it's dropped now, but it's like it's still very expensive. It's still, you know, I think it's over 150 still, because at the end of the day, it's just such a good card to have in any deck where you're allowed to run it in that format. So it's like it's just kind of always going to be one of those cards because anytime it starts to drop, there's going to be someone who's like, oh well, you hit my threshold for where I wanted to buy it at, so I'm going to buy it. Now it's gone, you know. And it'd be like me trying to sell like this non-foil, just, you know, it's like, oh well, I know what I have, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, yeah, you might be able to find someone who will buy it for that, but it's like with all these other editions out, all these other, you know, fancy cardboard editions where it's like, I don't know. It's just like it's a little tone deaf. And then if like someone tries to bring that up, like, well, it just got printed as like a special edition, whatever, in this set or that set or whatever, you know, and it's like, oh well, I don't care. It's still a staple. So, and, I mean, this doesn't even really apply in this scenario, but it's another one of those weird like I just call it like the I know what I have person, you know, where they just want to overvalue all their shit, and it's just kind of like what is this mentality? Like where are you coming from with this? Because like maybe you'll find a sucker who's willing to buy it, but I really hope you don't, because then at that point you're ripping somebody off because you're Mr. I know what I have, you know, like when you don't know what you have. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's just aggravating. It's just aggravating. Anyways, so that was a fun tangent. Yeah, so now I'm the proud owner of a Zombies team base, playable Zombies team base. I'm probably gonna try to collect the rest of these zombies too. I was gonna make a post in some places, you know, seeing if anyone has any extra cards. Obviously, I'd be willing to buy them off of them. I don't want to just be like, yeah, you know, looking for them for free, you know, just, you know, if anyone wants to give me some handouts. It's like, well, no, you got to pay for shipping and do all that. And, you know, it'd be highly appreciated if they came in a top loader, you know. So it's like, hey, go buy yourself some top loaders or whatever, if you don't mind. And, yeah, pay for shipping and pay for the card itself or whatever, like just let me know type of deal. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be looking for those cards, and then yeah, what was it? Magneto, Super Scroll, Regular Scroll. Oh, there was a Red Skull, and then there was Venom. So like 5 more zombies that I know about that can go on this team base, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be looking for those as well, because I mean, what is that? I have 8 of them, and then now it's like I only need 5 left, so that's honestly not terrible. I mean, again, yeah, some of them are more, like, I know the Magneto was probably one of the more expensive ones, but he's also really good. It's also like, I mean, I see him for like about $50-ish floating around that area, so it's not like this unobtainable. He's not like a fucking $300 piece or something stupid. So it's like, that's also, they're all roughly around that. Like, some of them are 30, some of them are 40, some are, like, Magneto's really, I think he was the most expensive one at about 50-ish. I think maybe Juggernaut also was up there. I mean, but all the Marvel zombies kind of like range in that price range. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be hunting for those for some fun. Maybe I could bust this out during Halloween or something, or in between random games or whatever, because they do have a really fun mechanic. I think this video kind of got a little bit too long here. So I don't think I'm really gonna go over every card. We'll go over the zombie stuff, right? So let me see here. Yeah, they all have the zombie hunger, zombie infection stuff. So when Juggernaut damages an opposing character, place a food token on this card if there are less than 5 food tokens. When Juggernaut would be KO'd by an opponent's attack, turn to its first KO click, remove all food tokens from this card and heal it that many clicks. Zombie infection, when Juggernaut damages an opposing character, give that character a virus token if it has less than 5 virus tokens. When an opposing character is KO'd by this character, you may add it to your force, turn it to its first KO click, remove all of its virus tokens, and heal it that many clicks. So yeah, you're probably not going to get to that maximum of 5 tokens. If they ever print some sort of like proliferate mechanic in Heroclix, maybe that would be pretty good. But yeah, like, it's just like the fact that it's okay. So like, for instance, because this is what makes them so nuts. So the piece can go on the team base, and then I believe, what is it? It's a power action. You can remove a piece from the team base and put it onto its dial at full health, and the only limitation is, oh shit, what you generate. So for instance, this Green Goblin is 105. So what you generate cannot exceed the total point value of what you started the game at, I believe. And then also, I think it was like a team base has to have at least 3 of its figures on it at all times. 2 or 3, I can't remember which one. Anyways, team bases were like super fucking broken when they first came out. They ended up having to nerf them a bit. I believe it was, I want to say someone said that now, so basically they have a thing called like team attack, where you can give them power action, and then they could make at least one of each costed action up to the amount of point value, like total point value, like divided by 100. It used to be. So for instance, or anywhere in between that as well. So like, say we have a 300 point game, and you use that team attack. So 100 divided by 3, that's 3. So you get 3 total costed actions, and they have to be different. So you could do like a move action, a power action, and I believe, yeah, you could do like range or close actions as well. So it's like you just run the whole gamut of just like all these different things that you could do. Basically, it was like multi-attack on crack. And then you could also, it was a power action to do, I believe it was called Solo Adventure or whatever, where you could pop one of your dudes off. You could pop one or more of your dudes off. Actually, oh shit, you could put fucking 6 of them on here. Holy shit. You could pop multiple of your dudes off and generate them on the map, and you could have them go and do stuff, right? Because you technically only used one action to do the team attack for your team base. So now you have the rest of your actions to do whatever you want. So a lot of times, you generate like these pieces that are like 100 some odd points or whatever. You generate a couple more of these guys. They go in, they start doing stuff, and then the crazy thing is, once it gets back to your turn, you can have them return back to the team base. So like let's say I don't know, let's like up here, Green Goblin, right? Let's say he gets clicked all the way down to like his last click, right? He's about to die here. So what you could do is you can have him, if he's adjacent to the team base, you could just have him rejoin the team base. What that's going to do is that's going to reset that dial, because he's now no longer on the map. He's back on the team base. So if you're going to generate him again off the team base, he's gonna pop back on at full health. So like that's kind of what made these things so busted, is you could just constantly do this chain, and it's just like, oh well, you could just attack the team base, just kill the team base, bro. And I mean, it's like, well, yeah, but I mean, back in the day, I mean, it's like looking at that, right? It's like you have one KO click, so you're gonna have to go through. You're gonna deal what is that? 25 clicks of damage to this thing, all while it's throwing off more pieces that are actually quite formidable. Like if you wanna, I mean, like even like Green Goblin, looking at that, running shot, energy explosion, 3 damage with range combat expert. I mean, that's respectable, Like, you have to be careful of that. We got Electro out here with penetrating psychic blast and 3 damage. Let's see here. We got Rhino over here with some charge, and that's another thing, right? Charging and tying up your opponent's pieces, and then 4 damage Battle Fury, 11 printed attack. So it's like, you're gonna be able to hit and do some damage over here. We got Sabretooth out here, which I don't really see people using Sabretooth, but I mean, again, Battle Fury, close combat reflexes, so you have, you have some defense there. It's like you're going to be, if you're tying people up, that's going to be 20 defense. You got some Blades Claws, rolling some Blades Claws over here, like, who else we got here? We got Kingpin, Stealth, Mastermind. Yeah, Kingpin doesn't really seem super good. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe he brings something to the table that I'm just not seeing. Yeah, but then you got people like Juggernaut out here, 5 clicks of damage. God, who do we got here? We got Dr. Octopus out here with that Outwit. Like, Outwit is just, again, you outwit someone's defense power, you smack them for that 5 clicks, anyone's going to be reeling after that. You got a Mole Man over here. Again, super senses, 3 damage, some special abilities up there. It's like, maybe in today's stuff, that's not super crazy, but I mean, it's just, it's just that extra in general. So it's like, oh, we'll just kill the team base, bro. And it's like, I mean, that's easier said than done. Like I said, 26 or, 25 clicks to finally KO it, and all the while you're having to deal with, just everything else. So, yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I was really excited for this. Oh, there's also more coming with this lot as well. The guy had the complete series of Marvel Zombies, and then he had the first, not the first issue, but like the first kind of like omnibus, kind of like those Carnage comics. Not omnibus, because that's something a little bit different, but like the first like compilation where it's like the first handful of comics or whatever, where they usually have like the Carnage one has like 3 issues, and that tells the whole storyline for that one storyline. He has that for the Marvel Zombies Rebirth, so those were bundled in as well, so that's going to be pretty exciting. Those did not arrive. But hey, they'll get here when they get here. I was mainly wanting these. I was mainly wanting the Heroclix, and yeah, I mean, we got the bulk of them. Like, yeah, we got most of them. Like I said, we got 8 of them out of the 13 total. Some of them not even from the same set, which is kind of weird. Didn't expect that they would do something like that, where it's like, you know, oh well, yeah, this one can go on the old Zombies team base, but it's like from a different set. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was like some sort of like storyline event or something, kind of like the AVX stuff, where it was the Phoenix Force and you got the team bases for that and the pieces that can slot on them or whatever. And it's like a multiple month, multiple set event. So yeah, I'm not really too sure, but I know like these are from the Deadpool set. These were chases from the Deadpool set, as you can kind of see from you know, the little symbol. And I'm really happy to add these to my collection. Very, very neat. And hopefully, some people have spare cards that I can purchase from them so that I could complete my stuff. But yeah. Oh yeah, well I kind of held this thing in a bigger regard because I could you know, I could use different, you know, like I'm using them on the team base mainly, and it's like I could use, you know, different you know, I don't necessarily need to use this one, that one, or the other one. I have like other zombies I could use. I could use the Juggernaut instead because he has his card, and you know, whatever else. But all right, yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, so there's the unboxing. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, there's nothing else in here. Okay, good. I'll have to like double check that just to make sure. I'm always paranoid that I'm gonna throw something away. But all right, very cool. And that's about it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else we're gonna. I don't really have any plans for anything in the future. I'm gonna try to get a case of that Deadpool set, because I just want to open up some of that Deadpool stuff. Yeah, you know, I'll be doing something later on, so you know, I'm just very excited to see, or you know, unbox this the zombies and stuff, and then also that steampunk Penny and the Groot over there. Very cool, very cool. All right, see y'all later.